Hey, Kevin here with another Flippin' Dork Flips and Finds video where I show you different items I pick up really cheap thrifting and garage selling, and then I sell them online for more money on eBay or on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace and different places like that. And this week starts off with several local sales that I sold on Facebook and Craigslist, so let me show them to you first. So sales this week's going to start off with the local flip here. It's those kind of junky low dresser and nightstand I got at garage sale this weekend. I paid $5 each. I had them listed for $45, and I have to take them over to the gas station to meet a guy about them. So they're pretty rough. If he offers less, I'll probably take it just to get, well, I don't know, because I have several people asking about them, so I might take 40, but hopefully he'll do the full 45, so I don't know, we'll see. All right, so the next local sale is this drone I picked up at the garage sale a while back. It was in the videos. It was only 10 bucks. One of the motors is bad in it. I was going to replace it myself. They're only like 30, 35 bucks on eBay. And then like for less than 50 bucks, I'd have a drone I could play around with for a while and then flip it for really good money on eBay. Some of them were like $250, $300. This exact model, the further I looked into it, they really were probably going for about $150, $175, something like that. Maybe $200, but you know, with a replacement motor and all that kind of stuff, you'd probably get a little less money out of it. But anyway, that was a while back, and then I just realized I don't have time to mess with this thing. I just want to flip it, so I decided to put it locally on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. I had it up at like $175, $150, and no takers. I finally dropped it down to $125. Then people started kind of asking about it, and then probably a week or two ago, I put it down to $110. So basically, if I sold it, I'd make $100. Well, now there's a guy interested in it, so I'm going to meet him over at the gas station, and hopefully they like it and pay the $110. I'll end up making $100 on this thing, so that's not too bad. I'd rather have the $100 right now than use up my time trying to fix it and fly it and all that kind of stuff. I'd probably play with it, you know, 2-3 times, and then I'd want to sell it anyway. So why not just cash out now and be done with it? So anyway, I need to go take it over there. All right, and yet again, another really good local sale today. So there's this bike rack I picked up at a garage sale a few weeks back, and it was only $40. So it just looked like it was in really good shape. I didn't know anything about it, so I decided to buy it. Turns out it's missing a few parts, but it doesn't matter. They still sell these brand new on their website right now. This particular model holds 4 bikes. They also make another one that holds, I think, 2 bikes. So this is the bigger, more expensive one. It is over $300. It's like $350 or $360, something like that. It's really expensive. I got it for $40. The only thing is it's missing the key for the lock right here, but I believe Yakima sells the barrel locks. Like you can buy a whole new barrel and key thing, or if not, I know this whole red assembly with the screw that goes all the way back. You can actually buy that whole thing for like 20 or 30 bucks, something like that. Also, I didn't realize it, but all of these little clips where the bikes hook on, they are all missing the rubber straps that go in. So whoever buys this will have to buy 12 new straps for this. And you can also get them on the Yakima website. I think it was like $7 for a pair or something like that. So anyway, taking all that into account, but also this thing being in amazing shape, I decided to sell it cheap enough that someone would want to get it but still make a pretty good profit on it. So this thing, like I said, it's like $350, something like that online. So I listed it locally for $145, hoping that I could make a little over $100 profit. And the person wanting to come by and check it out today offered me $120 because it's missing some straps and the key, and I'm totally fine with that. So if they buy it for the $120, that would be an $80 profit. So I'm gonna take it over to the gas station and see if they like it. So all 3 of those items did sell. The low dresser nightstand sold for $45. The guy liked them, and he said that he was going to repaint them and then put them in the guest bedroom of their house because they didn't have any furniture in there. They just wanted a little something. So that's pretty good. So I made 35 bucks off of those. Okay, that drone, I picked it up for $10. I messed with it one day to kind of figure out what might need to be done so that I could actually fly it. And I was like, I don't have time for this. So I decided to sell it. It took a little while. I had it listed for probably a month and a half, something like that. Like I said, I kept dropping the price. I finally had it down to 110 so I could make $100 off of it. Well, that guy bought it last night, and they're going to mess around with it and try to, you know, get it going. So that was pretty good. Made $100 on that. And then also that Yakima bike rack, it also sold. Okay, so I bought it for $40 at a garage sale. It was in really, really nice condition. It was just missing all the straps and the key. I knew it was missing the key. I didn't realize the straps were missing. I'd never seen one quite like this before. But for 40 bucks, I knew it had some value. So I had it, like I said, at like 175 or 150, and I had it, you know, I kept dropping it down. I finally got it down to $145. I was trying to make $100 or just a little over $100 on it, and this guy was going back and forth with me on it. He actually contacted me on Craigslist and on Facebook Marketplace. And anyway, Craigslist ended up making the deal through texting and stuff. But anyway, he offered me $120 because it needed straps, so I decided to go ahead and take it. So that was an $80 profit, so that's not too bad. So I basically tripled my money on that, so that's pretty good. Okay, when I was out meeting the guy for the Yakima bike rack, I also decided to go thrifting, just to see if I could find anything out there. And I went to Salvation Army. I found one thing, ended up being a dud. I don't have it up here, but it was a Texas Instruments graphing calculator. It was a TI-86. I've never had a TI-86 before. I figured it's probably not a real good one, probably, you know, $18.95, something like that. That's about where it was. I brought it home, tested it, and it was no good at all. It was only $1, so I'll keep it for parts, and I can use the battery cover on the back and the actual face cover. And then if I ever find one thrifting or garage selling, it's missing a cover or whatever, I can put that on there and it will raise the value a little bit. So at least I'll get some value out of it, just not for a while. Okay, so then I left there and I went to Goodwill, and this was the very first thing I saw, and it was the only good thing they had, but it's a really, really good one. So this is a board game, Axis and Allies. It's like a you know, World War game, you know, 1942, and I don't know. There's lots to it. I opened it up. It looks like it's probably complete, and that someone really, you know, took care of it. They have everything rubber banded off, and you know, it's not just thrown in here. So you can tell they've played it. So I'll have to double check that everything's in here, but I'm pretty sure it is. It was only $3. Turns out this is a really, really good game. I will definitely be keeping my eye out for these. I looked them up. They are selling for like $50, $60, $70, and that is pre-owned. If you found one of these still brand new wrapped up, it's probably worth a lot of money. But anyway, for $3, I think at a bare minimum I could get $50, but I will definitely try to get more than that. That is a really, really good turnaround. So anyway, I need to go ahead and look through it, count off the parts, get pictures and all that kind of stuff, and get it listed. And I'm still listing other things as well. So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of today, unless some other things sell, which I'll show you on the video. Alright, so as soon as I got done shooting that last video segment, I checked my phone and it had a really nice eBay sale. So let me show you. It's this right here. This is a pair of Belleville military boots. These are like desert boots. They were brand new with the tag, and I got them at a garage sale. And it's kind of a rinky-dink garage sale, one of the types that you'd almost always drive by, but it was the end of the day. I thought, I'll just stop anyway. And I walked up to it, I was like, ugh, this is not very good. And then I just happened to look down under the table, and these boots were sitting there with the tag. I thought, whoa, okay, I've sold Belleville boots before. Those could be pretty good. Depends on how much they're asking. So I looked into it and asked the lady, and she said they were asking $75. Sorry, there was a tag on there I found. It said $75, but I wanted to verify. So I asked, well, how much are these boots? And let me look at the tag. She said $75. Well, that seems kind of high. I wonder why he's asking $75. I bet I could get them cheaper than that. So she called her husband, and we agreed for $50 on them. So I got a really, really good deal. So brand new. When I looked them up while she was calling her husband, they were going for about $125 with free shipping to maybe like $110, $115 plus shipping. That was brand new. They had the box, all that kind of stuff. So I figured I'd probably not quite get that, but I tried anyway. So I had them listed at like like 115 or 110, somewhere around there. It wasn't really getting traction, so a little while back I decided to go ahead and drop them down to like $104.95. Then they got watchers, and then they rolled over again another month, and I was like, man, these are still not moving. I'd like to just get them gone, get some money flowing. So then last night I dropped them down to $99.95 plus shipping. So I just dropped them, another $5, and that's what did it. And today someone is buying them through the global shipping program. So I don't know where they're going. They're going international somewhere. But they got a pretty good deal. So in total, they paid $99.95 plus $11.95 shipping, plus shipping to wherever they're getting them. But on my end, I just have to send them to Kentucky, and it's $12 to send them there. So in total, on my end, it was $111.90. So that's a good deal. So no matter who they would have bought them from, they would have had to pay shipping, you know, from Kentucky. So they got theirs for probably about $6-7 cheaper than like the cheapest person. I don't normally like undercutting like that. I usually just like to wait it out. But these, I had $50 in them. That's a pretty good amount of money. I'd like to just, you know, get back and you know, get a return on it. So I dropped them down, and they sold really quickly. So anyway, that's a pretty good flip. I will definitely buy more of those when I find them. I actually have another pair downstairs. They're Danner boots, but they're used, and they should still sell really well. Got them for $2. I bet I could get 30 bucks out of them, 40, something like that. So anyway, I'll go ahead and get these taped up and labeled up and sent to the post office. But again, if any other sales happen, I'll show you. All right, it's Thursday. I did a little bit of garage selling and thrifting this morning, and then I had a couple of eBay sales. So let me show you the sales real quick. So the first one here is another one of those Haynes manuals. This one is for a 1968 through 1996 full-size Chevy and GMC van. Thought the cover was pretty cool in this one. And anyway, this was still new in the clearance rack, but this one definitely has some fading going on and some wear and creasing. So this has been sitting on the auto parts store's shelf for a long time before I come along and bought it. And like all the others, it was clearanced out with tax. It was $276. And anyway, this sold for $13.95 with free shipping. Pretty sure I had it down at that price because I was supposed to have done paid shipping, and somehow I mistakenly did free shipping. So I need to double check my other books, and I'm thinking some of them were supposed to have it as well, so I don't want to lose out on any more money. I send them out media mail. So far they've all been $3.17 to send out, and of course I paid $276, so half my money will disappear there. So I need to double check the rest and make sure that they all have the paid shipping. But at least it's a sale. Okay, the next one here is kind of interesting. I actually got this for free. This is an AT&T Unite. It's a little hotspot. All right, it's basically this little, it almost looks like a cell phone type looking deal with a little screen on there, and then it has a cord that you plug in to the wall, and then there's a little, I don't know, a couple jacks on there where you can put a little mini micro USB or whatever. I don't know. I'm not really sure how it works. I got it for free, and anyway, I bought a little tiny label printer just like the one I use for all my shipping labels. I found it at Goodwill. They had it marked for $6. It was in its original box, which is just a little bit bigger than this box, and the top was kind of like this. All right, so you could tell it was just stuffed full of things that were not supposed to be in there besides just the printer, and then they had saran wrapped over it, and then they put their, you know, Goodwill label on there for $6. So I brought it home, and I got the printer, and then it had several different sizes of boxes of labels in there, and then this thing was in there, which is absolutely not related whatsoever to that printer. So I looked this up, and I was surprised it did have a little value. They were selling for about $25 with free shipping, somewhere around there. I decided to see if, well, we'll say 25 to 30, somewhere around there. So I decided to see if I could kind of hit the high end of that. So I put mine at $22.95 plus shipping, and it sold. So it went for $22.95 plus $6.70 shipping, which is a total of $29.65. So I got right on the top end. And it's all in there, all complete, really good condition, that kind of stuff. So it'd be really easy to ship out. So I'll go ahead and do that. So that's pretty cool for a free find. Get, you know, after fees and all that, probably just under 20 bucks, something like that. That's not too bad. Okay, so I mentioned that I did some garage selling and thrifting this morning. Well, none of it was any good. So when I left this morning, I got to the garage sale a little bit after 9. They opened at 9, and it's a Thursday. I wasn't expecting much, and they had probably 10 years from now, some of these toys would be really cool, but nowadays I don't think they have a lot of value, and then everything else was like kids' soccer clothes and things like that. So I don't know, just wasn't stuff I was really looking for. I'm sure if you're going there to buy stuff for your kids, it was pretty good deals. They also had an antique table and 8 chairs. All the chairs needed lots of work, but they were cheap. and the table was 75 bucks, but all those chairs were like $4 a piece, and I was considering getting them because that table and 2 chairs I bought like almost 2 weeks ago now is still not sold because it just has the 2 chairs. If it had 4 chairs, that thing would have sold a long time ago. So I've been looking for cheap chairs, just haven't found them yet. But just, I don't know, it was the opposite. It was the table was too expensive, but it was really nice shape. The chairs were super cheap, but they were all like wobbly and missing the part you actually sit on, and just, it was not a good deal. So I passed on that. Okay, so then I hit up a couple of thrift stores. I went to Goodwill, and nothing there today. And then I went to Habitat for Humanity, walked around, total dud again, except they had one dresser there for 25 bucks. I don't know why in the world this dresser was 25 bucks, but I wish I would have got there earlier because it had already sold. Everything else there, junky particle board dressers, were like $68. Then this wood one here, it's antique. It looked like a dog kind of scratched one of the bottom corners, so I guess they thought that just totally devalued it. So they put it at 25 bucks, which would have been an amazing deal. I could have sold that thing for probably 75 bucks locally. But it was gone, so I left there. And then I saw a sign for another yard sale, so I hit that one up. And it's kind of the same thing. Has a lot of kids stuff, a lot of like kids books and modern toys that just don't have a lot of value right now and things like that. So I passed there, and then I went to Salvation Army, and it was a big dud as well. I didn't find anything good, so I left empty-handed today, but I had a couple sales, so that's not too bad. Now I think there's going to be a local sale later today, or maybe 2. One of the dressers I bought a while back. I'm not quite going to get the money I wanted out of it, but at this point I just kind of want it gone, so hopefully they'll buy that. And other than that, I'm going to go ahead and send these out and then get back to taking more photos and listing things. Alright, and to finish off the week, I had one more sale. It's this right here, a vintage Panasonic transistor radio, plays AM stations. It's like from 1970, I think. Pretty cool little radio. It still works, test it out. It still worked fine. And anyway, the last one that sold on eBay, it went for, I think, about $27. And I got mine for $1.50 at Salvation Army, so I was hoping that I could get about 30 out of this one. So I put it at $24.95 plus shipping, and it was up for a couple months, probably 2 months or so, maybe a little longer. And every week or two, this one guy I had several watchers, but one of them, this guy kept coming at me with offers, and they were always too low. It was, hey man, I really would like to have that, but your price is too high. Could you do any better? So then I'd give him an offer, you know, instead of 24, I went like $22. Then he wouldn't do that. And then, you know, a couple weeks later, hey, it's too high. Could you do, you know, 20 with shipping included? And I said, no, that's, you know, I can't do that. How about 20 plus shipping? And then, you know, a few days later, no, he'd get back, no, that's too high. I can't do that. So we went back and forth. He finally got down to $18 plus shipping. I was like, you know what, this guy, he wants this thing bad. I'm just going to do it. No one else has given me offers, so I'll just take it. So he bought it for $18 plus $4.80, which is $22.80. So it's a little less than the last one that sold. It is a little bit scratched up though, so I guess technically the condition's not as good. So, oh well, I made all right on it, I guess. Probably after fees and all that, $14, something like that. So whatever. So anyway, that was it for the week. I did a whole bunch of garage selling today, but that's going to have to be a totally different video. So anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that, and then click that little bell icon to keep up with more of these videos. So thanks for checking it out.